And now it's that part of the show where we expose the three little words that men find so hard to say. I don't know. And here to prove that point on the expert portion of the show, of course, is my Uncle Red and Mr. Bob Stuyvesant. All right, here we go. Letter number one. Well, it's the only one, but anyway, okay. Dear experts, I've been married for 9 years, and we are starting to have some problems. Little things like bickering over who pays for pizza, and suddenly the bank account is $8,000 overdrawn. And then the other day, I couldn't help but notice she had filed for divorce. Do you have any suggestions? La la la.
Absolutely. Take up golf.
Well, now, Bob, I think before we advise a guy to run away from his problems, maybe he should at least try for a reconciliation of some kind.
Listen, Red, I think I've been down this road a time or two. You know, what with my 5 messy divorces, I think I know what I'm talking about. Golf. All the world's problems seem to diminish to nothing when you're playing a game of golf.
Wow, Mr. Stuyvesant, I didn't know you were married 5 times.
Yep, Harold. You know, it all starts off peachy keen, and then they start asking questions. Like, I called you at work the other day and you weren't there. How come? Or are you coming home for the weekend to help with the move? Well, the one I really like is, can't you get an earlier tee-off time? I mean, it is our anniversary. Next thing you know, you're talking through your lawyers.
Well, I think if our viewer is listening closely to what Bob is saying here, there's a pretty good clue in there as to maybe how you can patch up your own marriage.
No, Red, I mean, whether we like it or not, there's just some people that aren't cut out for the marriage thing. I mean, between this guy and me, I mean, we've met 6 women who fall into that category.
This is the part of the show where we expose the 3 little words that men find so difficult to say. I don't know. So, here to prove that point is my Uncle Red, and of course, his bestest, most best friend, Mr. Bob Stuyvesant. Alrighty, here we go. Dear experts, my nephew is coming to stay with me for the summer.
Well, you certainly have my sympathy. Go ahead, Harold.
And I don't really have a lot of habits or activities that would interest a 10-year-old boy. Do you have any suggestions?
Don't think I really understand the question.
Me neither, Harold.
Well, his nephew, he's coming to stay, and he wants to make sure that he has fun, so.
Right.
Well, he wants to make sure that the boy has fun on the summer when he's there.
Why?
Well, I mean, come on. I mean, there's probably hundreds of things that a young lad can do to have fun in the summer. I mean, let's see, there's, well, there's golf. Golf is great fun.
Well, he's 10. He might be a little bit small for golf.
Okay. Mini golf.
Okay, well, is there any other ideas?
Well, sure. I mean, there must be lots of things you can do with a kid, aren't there, Red?
Oh, yeah.
Could we be a little more specific?
You know, my sister, when she used to come at Christmas and bring the kids, I used to play this little game with them called Adapt. That worked out pretty well.
Adapt. Oh, okay. How does that work?
Well, it's easy, really. The adults, they do absolutely anything they want, and the kids have to adapt. Sort of an old-fashioned family tradition thing.
Sounds like an educational game, too, Harold.
I'm guessing you don't have anybody staying with you this summer.
No. So far, it's working great.
This is my favorite part of the show, because we get to expose those 3 little words that men find so difficult to say. I don't know. And here to prove that point once again on the expert portion of the show is my Uncle Red and his best friend in the whole world, Mr. Bob Stuyvesant and Mr. Glen Brackston. Here we are. Dear experts, for our 25th wedding anniversary, our silver anniversary, I bought my wife a brand new shiny silver socket wrench set. My wife burst into tears. At first, I thought they were tears of joy, but since I've been sleeping on the porch for 2 weeks now, I figured she didn't like the socket wrench. Women say they want to be treated equally with men, and I'd love a set like that. So what's wrong? What do women really want?
All right.
What do women want?
Well, Glenn, you're married. What do you think?
Well, you're married too, Red.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but you've got all those daughters, 7 daughters, haven't you? I mean, you know a lot more about women than I do.
Well, a lot of them are still pretty young. They're girls, you know, so... Oh, Bob, you've been married 6 times, right?
4.
5, Bob.
Oh, yeah, 5, right, yeah. 4 is what you say when you're playing golf. Actually, do you know where yelling 4 originated from?
No.
No.
Well, the Scottish, you know, they used to do a lot of
Excuse me, you're just getting a little off topic there. You know, the question is, what do women really want?
Right.
All right.
Oh, yeah, what do women want?
What women want?
Boy.
Well, you know, actually, in reference to the guy's letter, I broke a socket wrench just last week.
You're kidding.
No.
How'd that happen?
Well, I was taking the rear suspension off this old bus I bought to turn it into an RV,
Oh, yeah.
and the torque, bang, snapped it right in half.
Oh, my
It's gone.
What do women really want?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Women.
women question.
Women.
What about world peace?
Oh, yeah,
World
I would
peace.
think so, yeah.
Ooh, yeah,
There's a
world peace is
political
good.
thing. Oh, yeah,
Sure.
world peace.
World peace, yeah.
Survey says world peace.
Yeah.
No, actually, I knew a guy who broke a socket wrench once, too.
Get out.
Yeah, he was working on a snowmobile. I don't think he'd ever actually taken
Small
one
world.
apart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What do women really want? When they want something, those women, what is it?
Yeah.
yeah, that's it.
Okay, well, we got world peace.
Well, you know, actually, as a husband and a father of 7 daughters, as you said, I know around our house that what the women want in my house is a new VCR.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're onto something there.
Yeah,
My
ours jammed up.
my wife would love a new VCR. Yeah.
Well, you know, it's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
funny
yeah,
thing that you mentioned that because my last wife, she had custody of the TV and the VCR.
Cool. There's a theme there.
We got it.
That's something there.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
Women want a new VCR.
And world peace.
And no socket wrenches.
That's it.
It's that part of the show again where we expose those 3 little words that men find so difficult to say. I don't know. And here to prove that point just one more time is my Uncle Red and his good friends, Mr. Glen Brackston and Bob Stuyvesant. There's a Christmas card. All right. Dear sirs, I drive a van. It's a great vehicle, except for one major design flaw: rear visibility. Even with the extra large side mirrors and a rear view mirror, there's a blind spot at the back of my van that's big enough to hide a St. Bernard. A dog could fall asleep behind a van and you'd never see it until you pulled away. Anyway, my question is, how do you tell a child their pet is dead?
All right.
Well, I think your best route there is just to lie. Just tell them that the dog has run off and joined the circus. He'll be back in a few years.
You know, I lost a pet once when I was 9. Yeah. The gardener from our family estate ran a lawn tractor over Fifi, my miniature French poodle. I loved her. But you know, my mother and my father, they never said a word. No, they just went right out and purchased another purebred poodle. It looked the same. They just called him Fifi.
Well, that's living in denial.
It is?
Yes, it is. That's called living in denial.
I didn't know that. Okay, I guess then I would recommend living in denial.
Mr. Brackston, how about yourself? You have kids.
Well, what normally Dolores and I do is we bring the girls in, and when we've lost a pet, we sit them down and we tell them that God's come to our house and gone to a better place for a greater purpose.
Boy, that's real nice.
That's very nice.
Yeah, but now the girls hate God, so. Can't win.
Okay, alrighty. Well, there you have it. 3 experts and 3 opinions. But, you know, if you want to know my opinion, I'd say just honesty is the best policy.
Oh, really, Harold?
Yes.
Well, remember that hamster you had?
Yeah, did you? Yeah.
Ran off to join the circus?
Oh, no! Oh! She fell off the high wire? And now it's that part of the show where we expose those 3 little words that men find so difficult to say. I don't know. And here to prove that point once again on the expert portion of the show is my Uncle Red and his good friend, Mr. Bob Stuyvesant. Alrighty. Dear experts, at work, recently I punched out a colleague over the last cup of coffee. When my boss suggested I get my blood pressure checked, I headbutted him. Then the court appointed a psychiatrist to examine me, and he told the judge I was overstressed and frustrated. This ticked me off so much that I punched his lights out too. Now I realize that I really do have to relax and unwind, especially since I want to make early parole.
Well, you know, I've always found it difficult to relax myself. Always been the kind of a high-strung, go kind of a guy.
You know, if you really want to relax and unwind, I find that humor oftentimes works, and that was an example, say. They say laughter is the best medicine. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Hillary Clinton.
Golf. That's relaxing. When I want to unwind, and I think that a good game of golf helps me relieve all my tension and my frustration.
You finally played a good game of golf, Bob?
Remember that time you like whipped 9 strokes in a row on that same ball? You attacked your golf cart with the driver?
Now, Harold, there's a perfect example of how you have to let out your tension. I think that, hitting my driver on the golf cart was very cathartic. Let out a lot of pent-up emotion. Just made me feel a little better, that's all. What did it cost me? A golf cart? My favorite driver.
He never drove for you again, did he?
No, he stopped caddying altogether, actually.
You know what I think your problem, Bob? You're standing too close to your ball after you hit it.
But I think I'm gonna go outside and hit a bucket of balls to kingdom come. And nobody better stop me.
Well, usually humor, releases tension.
See what happens? You don't have a sense of humor?
Knock, knock.
Great idea.
Expert portion of the show. And on this week's expert portion of the show, we have experts, one Uncle Red and his good friend, Dalton Humphrey. Okay, first question goes as follows. Dear experts, la la la. All right. How old, whoa, excellent one, okay. How old should a child be before you explain the facts of life to them?
Well, Harold, this really depends on the maturity of the child. Some of them are ready at 13, others aren't ready until, how old are you, Harold?
19.
Until they're 21. But I'll tell you, this is one job that no parent wants to do. I'm really glad I won't have to explain the facts of life to any. Well, Dalton, how old was your daughter when you told her about the birds and the bees?
Well, that's the wife's job, Red.
Oh.
Yeah. No, the dad tells the son, wife tells the daughter. Right. Kind of the natural order of things. And, your dad talked to you, right?
Well, no, he just gave me a book by Mickey Spillane called Kiss Me Deadly. And he said, this is what married people do. I thought he meant shoot each other and have car chases. That's pretty much what his relatives did.
Mr. Humphrey, how old was your daughter Tabitha when, your wife told her about the facts, about About it. How old was she when she heard about it?
She hasn't yet. Tabitha's only 20. There's no rush.
But she has a boyfriend, doesn't she, Dalton?
So? You know what? It's puppy love, Red. Totally innocent.
All right.
You know, I don't think they even kiss yet.
I just thought, because they moved in together.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean anything.
No.
He sleeps on the couch. Her mother will talk to her when the time's right, all right?
Well, I hope she can get her attention in the delivery room.
Welcome to the expert portion of the show. And this week on the expert portion of the show, we have two experts, my Uncle Red and his best friend, Mr. Dalton Humphrey. Okay, all right, here's the letter here. It goes as follows. Dear experts, alrighty, what is an appropriate wedding gift when it's the third time around for the groom and the fourth for the bride?
Well, how about one of them do-it-yourself divorce kits? Got the little sign on there, some disassembly required.
No, Red, when a wedding is the nth time around like this one is, you want to get something that'll capture the feelings of the bride and groom.
All right.
Now, I would suggest something used. Or as we say in the antique business, previously enjoyed.
Well, I would think that when a couple's been married a lot of times, too, they already got all the wedding gifts. I mean, what are you going to do with a dozen toasters, eh? I guess you could heat your house.
Yeah, but what settings are you going to put them on?
Well, if it's night, you set it for dark.
You know, a couple that's been married before may not be as hard to shop for as you think. Especially if they've been wiped out in a previously messy divorce.
Oh, I know. Great device for somebody who's had a terrible personal tragedy like that. Yeah. Anything. They'll take anything. Yeah. God, I love that. I love that. Yeah. Sad, though. It's sad.
Well,
yeah. God, it's a shame.
I've got...
You guys are awful. That sounds terrible. You're so cynical. You make marriage sound so cheap and cold and used.
No. Not used, Harold. Previously enjoyed.
Welcome to the expert portion of the show. And this week's experts are my Uncle Red and his good friend, Mr. Dalton Humphrey. Our letter goes as follows. Dear experts, my car is a complete wreck and I don't feel safe driving it. What do you do with a car that's too wrecked to fix?
Well, obviously, you got to sell a pig.
That sounds a little unethical, Mr. Humphrey. I mean, selling a car that's unsafe and worthless.
Well, you wouldn't sell to anybody you know, would you, Dalton?
Yeah, I would. No, don't get me wrong now. My friends and my neighbors are a treasure and wonderful part of my life. I just truly value each and every one of them, and I have to say that I'm just blessed to have just so many of them in my life, but, well, hey, a buck's a buck.
I think a lot of it is the wording of the ad. You got to say something like, for sale, as is, where is, or car for sale, stops and goes, mostly stops. Or great vehicle for people who hate traveling.
See, this is the thing. That's not lying.
No.
That's just good salesmanship.
All right.
Say you got a car where the floorboard's rusted through. Well, you say that's got a classic interior.
Classic?
Yeah, well, like the Flintstones car.
Oh, sure.
See, now that's not lying.
No, that's salesmanship.
That's perjury.
Harold, didn't I see you talking to that counselor from the Girl Guide camp trying to get a date? How did you describe yourself?
I might have said something about, might have said something about being tall, dark, and handsome, might have.
rather than tall, dork, and useless. Well, that's about as honest as our car sales pitch, isn't it, Harold?
Not really. The girl didn't break down.
Maybe you should be looking at something with a little more miles on her.
Welcome to the expert portion of the show. Now, this week's expert portion of the show, we have two experts. One being my Uncle Red and his good friend, Mr. Dalton Humphrey. This week's letter goes as follows. Dear experts, my wife and I are going through a divorce from each other. How can we equally divide up our stuff when we only have one good piece of furniture?
Well, the phrase chainsaw comes to mind.
You know, it's a tough problem. I know, because about 3 weeks ago, my wife and I decided we maybe get divorced.
What? You and Anne-Marie getting a divorce, are you?
Well, yeah, she wanted to wait till our daughter was 20, and that happened last month. So after 14 years of marriage, she moved out. Walked right out.
Wow.
Sorry to hear that, Mr. Humphrey.
Don't worry about it, Harold. It's all right.
Hey, Dalton, I'll tell you something. That is her loss. Yeah. I'll tell you. You're going to find out that you're going to be the lucky one now, because I'll tell you something. Most folks around here never liked her. So many times you'd hear them saying, you know, boy, oh boy, how did he end up with that one? You know, he'd be better off without her. She's holding him back, so don't you worry.
I had no idea that folks felt that way.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, they just couldn't stand the sight of her. And when they find out that this thing has finally gone kaput, there's going to be a big celebration, I'll tell you that.
Well, I wonder how they'll feel when they find out that she's come back after a week and we reconciled, decided we really loved each other.
Just off the top of my head, I would imagine they'd be somewhat embarrassed, you know, about some of the things they'd said, and I would expect that they would owe you a fairly good-sized apology.
Who was saying that stuff?
Well, to be honest with you, it was mainly Harold.
The expert portion of the show, where we examine those three little words that men find so hard to say. I don't know. Either do they. Okay. Joining my Uncle Red on the expert portion of the show is his best friend. Oh, instead it's Mr. Dalton Humphrey. Okay, the viewer asks, dear experts, whenever we have friends over and play word games like Scrabble, the men always lose. Then we get to hear how good they are at the word game, but I've got an excuse. Why are men so bad at word games?
All right, now let's get this cleared up. This is a myth. It's completely false. Men are not bad at word games.
You mean bad as in limited, deficient, inadequate, inept?
No, I mean obnoxious as in Harold.
You know, my wife, Anne-Marie, and I will play word games as part of our normal conversation, you know? Yeah, she'll string a bunch of words together, and I'll try and guess what she's talking about. Now, okay, all right, I usually guess wrong, but that's just because I lost interest and stopped listening. It is not because I'm not good at it.
No, see, there's no incentive to win on that.
Well, no, you do understand, and you usually have to get up and do something.
Exactly. See, Dalton and I, we understand each other.
Well, men understand men.
Yeah, it's when men and women have words, that's where the trouble starts.
See, women use words.
Yeah.
Communicate, inform, disclose.
Well,
Yeah. Okay. But now with men, what
men
yeah.
use words to avoid saying something. You see, if men have something real important to say,
Yeah.
they'll shake hands,
Yeah.
or they'll hitch up their pants, or they'll point at something.
Yeah, sure, that's good. Yeah.
Well, that's almost eloquent in its simplicity.
Sorry, Harold, you lost me there.
Never mind, it's okay.
Okay, no, men are not bad at word games, Harold. It's just that we What we do, we use the body language.
Well, you certainly have a well-rounded vocabulary to work with.